Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Eden Naturals. Today we are talking about the human hair. What is it that you are putting on your head today? We are going to look at the pros and cons of the 100% human hair. What is it that it is doing to your health, and how is it affecting you as an individual? Where does it come from? Is this really 100% Brazilian human hair or Indian human hair, or whatever it is called? Come along as we look at this hair together.
Her crowning beauty is undisputable, just as it is undisputable that many will go to lengths to look good, even if it means adding hair extensions, weaves or wigs to achieve that.
It's your hair. As long as you bought it, it's yours. You own it.
In the ever-busy Haridwar city, 200 kilometers north of New Delhi, India, 30-year-old Unesh Kumar Thakur and mother Gangaben Thakur are having their heads shaven. Their loved one has passed on.
Why shave hair?
I can pray to God.
And this here is their sacrifice to the gods to rest his soul in peace.
Hello, ma'am. We come all the way from Kenya.
The conversation that is their hair is thus irrelevant, as is the scorching heat on their now balding heads. Their journey, thousands of kilometers from their village, that of a more spiritual kind.
ब्राह्मण सीधा देते हैं, गौदान देते हैं, वस्त्रदान देते हैं, पात्रदान देते हैं. जैसी अपनी इच्छा होगी, अपने मन में विचार कर लेना.
A ritual that has attracted over 2,000 priests and millions of people from across the world. The hair gathered here is said to be thrown into the sacred river Ganges. It is this way that the people truly believe that they have given her their sacrifice in exchange for their prayer requests, whether wealth or health. However, unknown to most, some businessmen are said to camp at the river to collect most of the hair that floats past. Tirupati Temple in India's Andhra Pradesh is not only considered the richest temple in the world, evident even in its structure, but also the world's most visited place of worship. Thousands of pilgrims are said to visit this holy place daily to seek favors from the gods and in exchange offer sacrifices, whether money or precious stones. But there are those unable to pay back through money, those that offer to sacrifice their hair instead. It is they that form the highest number here, as we soon found out. In a temple where photography is prohibited, we had to pose as clueless tourists to follow the hundreds who waited in line for tonsha, the practice of cutting or shaving hair as a sign of religious devotion or humility, allowing us to talk to thousands of men and women, people who have no idea where their hair is going or how much it's worth, but who diligently go under the shop razor with only the belief that their prayers will be answered. Hair that is then sorted, cleaned, brushed and packed by women in hair factories across India. The result? 75,000 kilograms of hair each year, most of which is auctioned at the cost of $35 million, approximately 2.9 billion shillings in numerous countries across the world.
Black women should appreciate their hair and wear their hair and not buy wigs. Why?
Thank you for this opportunity to explain myself. How this started, Trevor, was I was walking in town and I saw our ladies slapping their scalps and scratching and so on. And I observed that other races don't do that. The whites don't do that. The Chinese don't do that. The Indians don't do that. So I asked the girls in my office, what is it? What is happening? And they said, oh, doctor, it's the weaves, they're itchy. So, okay, educate me. What are these waves? They said, well, there's 100% human hair, which is Indian, Brazilian, Peruvian, etc., which is quite expensive. And then there's the cheaper stuff, the synthetic fibers made by the Chinese and the Koreans. Now, I traveled to all these countries several times. Korea, China, India, Brazil. So when I was in India, that's when I discovered that if we are family and we lose a member of the family, all the ladies in the family go to the temple where they worship. And they have all their hair shaven off. That hair is a sacrifice to their gods. What hit me personally was I saw those homeless, very poor people, their hair was being shaved off. I saw people I thought were sickly, maybe they had TB or something, their hair was being shaven off. Then, I don't know, some people maybe had sores on their scalp because as they were being shaven off, they were bleeding. So I said to myself, what is this? How did we, black people, end up in this space where we buy this, we actually pay US dollars for this? Now, to make it worse, when the hair is cut off, it falls on the floor. Then you get people, putting little hips and so on. And then they were sorting it out. They were removing worms. They were removing lice. That day, I said to myself, no, there's something not right with us paying for this. Now, I was flying back, and I was on Emirates, and this thing was playing on my mind. I said, when we grew up, there were no waves. So how did this start? Who started it? And who told the black lady that you're not beautiful? To be more beautiful, you must wear this thing. I said, well, if we go to a restaurant and you have expensive food, and we're eating the food, we find human hair in there, we won't take it. It's contaminated. And if you and I go to Nyari's mother and said, oh, Mama Zara, we're here, we'd like to shave each other's hair. Can we do it in your kitchen? She will say, oh, no. Because hair once shaved off is dirt. You throw it away. So gentlemen, do it outside and don't bring the hair into my house.
But people would say, Solomon, that this hair gets washed.
Yeah.
There's a manufacturing process that's done. It gets cleaned, pegged nicely and so forth. Does your point still stand?
Yes, it does. I was speaking to a trichologist, somebody specializing, he's got a doctorate in hair and so on. Hair does not die. It's alive.
Okay.
So somebody commits a crime here and they leave a piece of hair. Even 25 years later, we can catch them because of DNA in the hair. And the trichologists tell us that if hair is in touch with another tissue, there is exchange of genetic material. People don't know this. Which means people who are gluing the hair or whatever, stitching whatever, there's exchange of genetic material. They don't know what they're getting. It may not show in that individual, but in grandchildren, great-grandchildren. Trevor, there are three sources of this hair: live people, dead people, and of course these fibers. Now, I have a patient, Mr. Makuni. Mr. Makuni possesses a company called Steel Force in Waterfalls. We talk about this openly, and he doesn't mind me mentioning his name.
Sure.
So he was in Taiwan on business. So he says, I get there, then I find that ladies who die in Taiwan, some of them anyway, just before burial, the hair is shaved off. Then they immediately get buried. So he says, they showed me a warehouse, huge warehouse, full of that hair, from here to over there. And he said to them, gentlemen, what are you doing with all this hair of people who've just been buried? And they said, oh, black people. Black people love this hair. This is big business, my friend. We are making tons of money, billions of money, in fact, selling mostly to black people who are our biggest market. He says, I just stood there and thought, wow. Now, just think of it for a moment, Trevor. A lady comes in here. She has this hair. Because if you ask ladies with the expensive hair, the natural hair, if you say to them, is this hair from a dead person or a live person? They don't know. Now, this hair, it will fall off in here, in the bathroom, in the kitchen and so on. These dead people's hair, we don't know what those people died of. We don't know what disease was running in their family. We just buy. And remember, Trevor, it's not just about hair. It's about hair and skin. That's our issue. These are our issues. Now, the synthetic, but someone say, oh, it's synthetic. To me, it's even worse, and I'll tell you why. What our people don't realize is this. Our skin and our hair, they need to breathe. Caucasians, white people, have that kind of hair and that kind of skin because they come from a cold climate. -10, -20 degrees Celsius. There is snow. So that hair and that skin is an adaptation to their habitat, to their environment. So that's why when white people come to this part of the world, because of the sun, they get skin cancers because they don't have pigment. This pigment is worth more than gold. And that is why albinos also get skin cancers because they have no pigment. That's why people who have applied Ambi also get damage, permanent damage to the skin. So we buy these weaves or wigs, whatever, and put them on top of our own hair. Now, it means the scalp cannot breathe. Some people keep this for 4 weeks or even longer. What's happening? I said to the ladies, do you know, you get the hair on your scalp, your armpits, your private parts. Wherever there's hair, there's sweating. Could we go for 3 days or 1 week without washing your armpits and your private parts? No, you can't. When we keep sweat for just 2 days, we start smelling. Now imagine the smell after 2 days. How does that sweat smell after 4 weeks?
Well, what about the fact that the white people also wear wigs, don't they?
Well, it's interesting because I got some white people I work with and some of our enterprises, and I ask them. And normally when you see white people wearing wigs, either they've got problems with their scalp, alopecia, or they're on chemotherapy, or they're in a pantomime or some circus or something. Very few of them will actually wear it to dress up. Very few. I talk to them and they don't do it. They don't do it. Our ladies actually wear these wigs to look beautiful. They think they look beautiful. Now, when they go for 4 weeks, this sweat, 4-week-old sweat, plus dandruff. And because of that, you get bacteria, because the bacteria love this environment. It's hot, it's wet. The bacteria get fat, feeding on the 4-week-old sweat, 4-week-old dandruff, and they multiply like crazy. I can tell you now, Trevor, all these ladies that we see, they have millions, billions, trillions, zillions of bacteria on their scalp. And these bacteria then chew on the scalp and it's itchy, they go. Each time they're doing this, they're touching 4-week-old sweat, dandruff, and bacteria. And they don't wash their hands. Maybe they're in a combi or in a bus, they just get on, they're touching plates and all this and all that. I find it sad. I want to make it very clear because ladies think, well, you can't tell us what to do. Please, I'm not telling anyone what to do. I don't have the power or the authority, even the interest or desire to tell people what to do. Do whatever you want. You want to wear the wig, whatever. You want to bleach your skin, go ahead and do it. I'm just trying to share this information. And there's another point, Trevor, the effect on the black child. I was invited as a guest speaker at NASH, National Association of Secondary School Headmasters in Trollbäck in 2015. And I said to the headmasters, and headmistresses, you have an awesome responsibility to instill confidence in the black child. The black child must know there's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with your hair. There is nothing wrong with your skin. God did not make a mistake on you. In fact, He gave you the best hair, the best skin. And it was embarrassing. I was at the podium, and all the hierarchy, the headmistresses, had weaves on, and the rest of them had weaves or wigs on. I said to myself, Solomon, what do you do? I said, well, just go ahead. And my point was, I said to them, we have headmistresses here who are teachers, who are mothers. Now, you're in education, you know more than I do, that every little child looks up to the mother, looks up to the teacher, looks up to the headmistress. The child has hair like mine, but mom has a weave, teacher has a weave, headmistress has a weave. The child in her own mind says, but how come my hair is not like my mom's hair, or my teacher's hair, or my headmistress's hair? It means there must be something wrong with me. So these people say this, we have to think about this, about the black child. Because by doing this, we may not be aware of it, but we're inflicting untold psychological damage on the black child. Because the child of the white child or the Japanese child grows up, they're confident. They don't worry about the hair, their skin. They think of development, innovation. Ours is thinking, oh, the hair is not right.